How are we doing? In the 4 years of running challenges, I've never had to deal with this problem. Facebook, Instagram and WhatsApp are down, and I am honestly gutted because the first night is full of energy and it really sets the scene. So I massively apologise. Obviously it's out of my hands, but I still wanted to make sure that we got this information to you and we gave you everything that we needed to give you. So I want to go through this coaching session. I want to go through the importance of self-awareness, the structure and the model that I've got behind me. And then in part two, I'm going to go through the questions if I can somehow get to those questions, and I'm going to answer those questions. And if I can't, then I will go on tomorrow when they've sorted out this short out or whatever it is, and I'll answer those questions in the comments. All right, guys. So hope you got on well with the task. I wonder how you found it. So if you're watching this back, then please do obviously put in the comments how you found the task. For a lot of people, it's really, really tough, right? It's a hard exercise because we have to face realities of where we are. And that is one of the hardest things for men, is accepting where we are. Because a lot of the time, we bury our head in the sand. A lot of the time, we run away from the issues. A lot of the time, we drink to avoid the problem, take drugs, do stupid things. And we try to just distract ourselves so that we don't have to face the realities of what is. And what is kind of comes down to a loss of identity. A loss is a lack of direction, a lack of commitment to a relationship, a lack of awareness in our family work-life balance, a lack of passion in our life, a lack of direction of our health and fitness, our mental health and our emotional well-being, all things that become chaos, all things that become overwhelming, all things that control us, manipulate us, make us do the wrong thing, make us think the wrong thing, make us think negative. And the whole point of doing this life audit is to really stop, assess, and look at the bigger picture. It's kind of like looking yourself in the mirror, and it's like the accountability mirror and saying, this is where you are right now. It's not exactly where I want to be, but it is where I am right now. And before you guys can think about changing, before you think about getting fitter, ingraining deeper positive habits, having a mission, showing up, building mental resilience, you first have to accept where you are. And I apologize if it's created, no, I don't apologize. In fact, I don't apologize, because that's what my job as a coach is to make you see the bigger picture. All right. And if it's hard, then good, because you've got to go through some of that hardship before you break through. There's a lot of fear, a lot of overthinking, a lot of apocalyptic thinking, a lot of negative self-chat. I need you to get yourself out of. All right. I'm going to go through this model right now, and it's how to build your state of mind so that you can be more self-aware. This model is something that I teach to my mastermind members. It's something that I start to enforce on the next challenge, which is the 28-day challenge. It's the ethos, it's the movement of your mind. It's getting you out of your own lazy habits or underperforming life or underperforming career, stopping the sleepwalking and starting to live a little bit more. So I want to go through this with you. So what we have here is a 4-pillar model. Now, the 4-pillar model you kind of been introduced to today, right? So we have health, personal development, business/career, and your relationships. Now, these 4 pillars create the structure of our lives. They kind of cover everything, right? And if you think about these walls here, this rectangle, it kind of acts as a fort. Now that fort is what protects your SOM, your state of mind. When this in here is more self-aware, is clearer, is stronger, is the master of its own emotions, you tend to make better decisions. You tend to find more direction. You tend to show up more for your health. You tend to show up more for your family. You tend to have a better career, and you have more passion and thriving in life. Now these walls here, my job is to help men build these so that they become reinforced and stronger. That's mental resilience. This becomes resilient to the chaos. Now, I've already spoken about some of the key subjects about chaos, right? That's going on. Now, just as a couple of things on top of that, there's work, there's frustration at not being where you want to be, there's negative self-thinking, negative self-chat, relationships, toxic ones you're trying to deal with, divorcees, marriages, kids. There's no structure, no routine, no habits. There's self-pity, wallowing in it, swimming in it. There's uncertainty. There's uncertainty in your life about where you're going. Now what? What's next? Where am I going from here? How do I get that fire back in my belly, in your belly? And that chaos is what's trying to break through here. So, what ends up happening is that, classic example, you want to start Monday. So you start Monday, but what ends up happening? We tend to go back to the old ways, right? And that's because the chaos of life breaks through. Okay, and it breaks into here and chaos runs riot in your state of mind. That's why you feel depressed. That's why you're anxious. That's why you have low moods. That's like why you snap. Your primitive mind takes over, right? Let me just grab this. Your primitive mind takes over. And you're no longer in your intellectual mind. And you might think this is quite deep, but this is why you're not consistent with your training. This is why we're not on top of our relationships. This is why we're not on top of our personal development. This is why we're not doing anything about our career. This is why we're just existing. Now, the way that I'm going to teach you in a minute, the fundamentals that I teach in my 28-day program and in my mastermind and in my roundtable personal coaching. And it's to reinforce this here, okay? Reinforce these walls so that you do not become reactive to the chaos of life. And it doesn't matter how much chaos comes in here, you cannot break it. You cannot break the walls to get into this state of mind. And that process doesn't happen overnight. But when you do reinforce these, your state of mind becomes a lot clearer. It's like a force field. And these things that used to affect you just evaporate, bounce off your mind. You're able to deal with them a lot better. For instance, tonight, if I had that 3-4 years ago, where the Facebook outage, I'll be flapping. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to do? It's all over, negative chat. But instead, we look at the bigger situation. It's out of my control. I can only do what I can do. I can only provide you with the coaching that I was going to provide you before. And we just deal with it. And that's because I've been working on myself for years. And I feel that this wall is strong. So the chaos coming in, i.e. the outages, i.e. the confusion, i.e. letting you guys down on the live, it doesn't get in because we're still providing and we're still finding a way, and that's what we deal with. So how do we deal with it? All right, so we look at these key points. Now when we work on ourselves, and when we do work on ourselves, quick kiss then, coming in, this side, quick, behind me, try and pop. I love you. Oh, quick. Oh, I love you. Go. Be good for mummy. Can you shut that door, please, darling? Yes, babe. I'm working, babe. I'm going to be working till I finished. Love you guys. Even when we're not live, it's still chaos, right? Chaos. Here's the key things that I want to talk about. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When we work on ourselves, and we work on ourselves through these points, through health, business, relationships, and personal development, it's about moving forward with those 4 pillars, trying to find balance, trying to find discovery, trying to find a journey, trying to find process. So the first thing that we try to achieve is this mindset. You might have heard me talking about it in my podcast or on my shows. The elite operator is whatever you want it to be. It's an alter ego. And what I mean by an alter ego, it's your internal accountability system. Go to buy a cake, your elite operator's like, do you really need that? Gonna make an excuse not to run, your elite operator says, really? So what we do is build up that alter ego in our mind to hold ourselves accountable. Now you can picture that elite operator as you want. When I first started this, I used to think of some of the special forces lads that I used to work with. Meticulous, clinical, methodical, focused,
hungry, passionate, driven on their mission. They used to look the part. And in my mind, that's kind of like what I visualize when I have that elite operator mindset. And when I put that elite operator mindset, when I think about me being the Sergeant Royal Marine, it's like, it's game time, it's game mode. It's like game face, right? And that's what this is. And the stronger you build your elite operator, the more resilience you build. Okay, the more resilience you build. And that's what we're looking at here, that resilience. To reinforce this wall, working on these four, we're always thinking about our elite operator. Okay, the process, remember the mission. You might have heard me talking about it, it's on all of the clothing. A mission, in brief, is your emotional connection to the direction you're going. So for anybody that's ever worked with me and come through the 28-day program, we ask you to look at creating a 10-year vision. Not a plan, and vision. Where do you want to be in 10 years? Because what it does, it gives you a North Star. If you imagine being in a desert with no map, no compass, no reference points, you're just dropped off by a helo, bang, in the middle of the desert. I mean, where do you go? Left, right, up, down? We can't go up or down, but which way do you go? You can't tell. And that, if you imagine yourself right now in life, that's maybe where you are. You're just like, where on earth is the right path? But then if I dropped you off, you had a map, had a compass, you had reference points, you then have the tools to know which way to go. Right, there's my North Star, that's where I want to be. Compass, I'm in that direction. Might go off that course a little bit, but every now and then we bring ourselves back, and that's what we have is reverse engineering the mission. From 10 years all the way down to what you want to achieve in the first year, what you want to achieve in your first 12 weeks, what you want to achieve in the first 28 days, in the first week. And then suddenly we have a mission, we have a process, we're working towards something, we're following the flame. Make sense? Emotional connection to show up. So motivation is just not strong enough. It's just an emotion that comes and it goes, it comes and it goes. Like love, like happiness, like bitterness, like jealousy. It comes, you feel it, and then it goes. Same with motivation. You might be motivated watching this video. I'm just making sure it's still recorded. So these two are very much linked. Whatever this is should create that emotional connection. Make sense? And on the path, you create your identity, your values, your principles, what you're about, who you are, what you want out of life, passion, drive, hunger. The last one, so not the last one, second to last one, is the progression rule. All the men want to change overnight. I want to lose 2 stone tomorrow. I want to feel better tomorrow. It doesn't happen. I'm going to tell you now. Like the 28-day program, this program, they are all designed to build the fundamentals and foundations in you. It doesn't mean at the end of 28 days, you're the final product, but you are from a 2 to a 7. And that's what puts you on the right journey, because you show up 1% a day forever. If you build up numerous 1% wins a day, every single day, for the rest of your life, you are going to win. You are going to progress. And that is a sense of fulfillment, which most men miss. 1% wins could be not pressing snooze. It could be making your workout. It could be saying no to doing extra work in the evening. It could be saying no to another beer. It could be saying no to going down the pub with the lads. It could be saying no to the negative chat. Small wins, building. All the time, chipping away at the fort, building it stronger and stronger and stronger. The last one, the foundations, the 3 C's. Consistency of action. Consistency being the big word. Not overwhelming yourself, not underwhelming yourself, but showing up 1% a day, every day, forever. Control of your time, how you use it, how you spend it, your energy, your productivity and your balance. And the last one is clarity of where you are going and how you are going to get there. And that's what these here are your key learning bits that you'll take away. These are the things that we teach and go deep into to build this, to avoid this. And that's self-awareness. Now you know where your fault is. So whatever your score is here, now you know what your fault is. Now you have to look at those and go to yourself, right, so look at these scores. What do I do with these scores? Do you deal with them all at once? Do you just deal with one thing at a time? How do I go about this? The beauty of this is that if you're 40 years old, I always believe we should be aiming for 100, to be a fit 100 years old. So you're not even half time yet, so you've got 60 years left to try and work this out. I always led when I had my downfall, my tough time with health, because fitness improved my mental health, improved my emotional health, which then improved my relationships, which then improved my personal development, because I was listening to audios and stuff on the way, which then improved my business. But you have to look at those things and go, okay, which one am I gonna, how can I go from a 3 to a 4? Like, you have to identify that. You have to categorize the things that you need to do to then get your promotion. So if you're a 3 in health and you don't really look after yourself, if you track your calories for the next 28 days, boom, let's go to 4. Then if for the following month you run 5K 4 times a week, bang, we're up to a 5. And then slowly but surely it builds up. And it's a personal, individual thing. I can't tell you what a 5 is. Only you can know what your 5 and my 5 are 2 different 5s. So you now have to identify, how do I go to the next level? How do I get to that next level? How long is it going to take me to go from a 4 to an 8? What do I need to do to go from a 4 to 8? And these are the things that you need to start thinking about. And using this is a great way to be able to do it. Looking at your resilience, your process, your identity, your progression, your foundations. Avoiding, but being aware of the chaos as well. All right, guys? I really hope that helps. This is the end of part 1 of the video. I'm then going to see if I can get on to part 2 to do the videos. Obviously, if there is no part 2, then you know I haven't got on.